Hello and welcome to this part of academic integrity, plagiarism, paraphrasing, basically evidences in academic writing. So the last part of the video, I was talking about how to, uh, you know, eliminate uh, plagiaristic behavior as well as how to bring evidences in academic writing. Uh, so I just showed you how paraphrasing can be done, how citations can be done, and so on and so forth. Uh, in this particular video, I'm going to talk about how to make it easier for all of us to uh, create evidences through reference management tools. So I'll be just sharing my screen over here really quickly. So if you look into this was the part that I was working on the last time we talked about it. So this was normal paraphrasing, this part of it, and then this was the citation, APA 7th edition citation, and this was the quotation which I had taken exactly from the uh, piece of work I was referring to. And this is the citation. And why? Because we had this quotation, we also had to keep the page number intact. All right, so that's that. Now for reference management tool, if we have to take help of reference management tool, which I would advise almost everyone to go for. So for that, you can use different types of reference management tools, different reference management tools that are available. For one being Zotero, then you have Mendeley and others, among others. There are many others. I prefer Zotero. You can use any of the others. EndNote also is one of them, so you can use that. So I'll quickly demonstrate, how you can do it in Zotero. I'm not going to talk about the installation processes and other things which are a part of um, making Zotero up and running, but I'll be just showcasing here how it can be done and how things can be made easier for us. So say, for example, you'll have to just go to zotero.org. I guess I think this is the org. So this is the web page of Zotero. From here, you can download for your PC. So you can see Zotero 6 is for Windows. You can download it as Zotero connector. You have to connect a lot of research articles through Google Scholar or other places. So you have to install this Chrome connector. This is a kind of an extension which will be there on your Chrome extension bar. You can see over here, this is the connector. It saves pages to Zotero directly. And this is the main software that we use for working. There is one more thing which needs to be installed, and that is your Zotero for MS Word, and that can become part from the plugins. You can use that and create a plugin for your MS Office. So these three things are important for making Zotero up and running. So say, for example, I was working on, I had to cite this paper, Holt Fretter et al. 2020. This is the paper that I was working upon. So you see, when I have this Zotero, once you download it, it comes here somewhere on your desktop if you want that to be. And this is its interface. Since I have been working on this quite a time, you can see all of that has been provided up here. There's so many work which are there on Zotero folder, my library. But if you can just want to start a new project, say, for example, integrity is what I was talking about. So this is a new, folder that you can provide here up and running. And the second thing is, once you have it here, you can work on the files. Say, for example, I was working on this file on Zotero itself. So you can work on the PDFs. You can make notes here, and other things are also part of this. So this is the overall Zotero folder out here. Say, for example, now you have to connect things. So I'll just go to Google Scholar, and what I'm going to do here is, say, for example, I write academic integrity. So I'll get some articles over here. Say, for example, this article is something which I also want to cite in my work. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to click on this Zotero connector over here, which you will get once you will install it for your extension. Once you have this up and running, what you can do is just click on this. You will see all the articles which are on this page of Google Scholar will somehow reflect upon here. And what you need to just do is click on academic integrity, this particular journal article which you want to cite. And just click on this and click OK. It'll ask you on which folder you want to provide. So what I'll do is I'll go to all my folders and say integrity is one which I had created just now. So you see, in this case, full text is available for this article. So that will also reflect on my Zotero folder. So I'll just click on integrity. This is the folder on which I want my this particular article to be saved as. So I'll just click here, done. And once I go to the Zotero folder, you see it was all free up here. Now we have this particular article which is being reflected here of Mark Farlane et al. So you see the author's name, the journal, the volume of the journal, the issue, page number, date in which it was published, on which it was published, and other details, are provided to us here. If we just move it in here, academic integrity, it's taken from Google Scholar, who is the publisher, all these information are here. So you can also see that this is the full text. You can click on it and you can start reading it. You can make your notes here. And so this is a reference management tool, which is quite handy for all of us to use. Now, say, for example, this is there. Now, how I'm going to use it in my research article for creating evidences and not doing it manually again and again. So it's very easy a process here. So what we have to do is first go to that particular page wherein you want to have citations. So say, for example, this particular line is which I want it to be cited. I'm just making a mix and match, so it doesn't have to be true in the sense of making it work. So I have just taken this academic integrity, a review of literature of Mark Farlane. So I have to remember either the title or the name of the authors. One author's name, maybe the last name of the first author is enough. So that I have to remember, or you can always go back and forth and see. So I go back again and say, for example, I want to cite McFarlane here. So as I told you before, you have to also have a Zotero plugin for your MS Word. So you can see this is the interface of that. So you have three buttons here: add and edit citation, add notes, bibliography, document preferences, refresh, and unlink citations. So I'll first go to document preferences quickly and see there are a lot of styles over here, which is by default provided by Zotero. So currently, all the behavioral scientists or psychologists or even those who are in business and management use APA 7th edition. But depending on which journal you are, going for submission, you can check which style is suitable for you. Say, for example, the Harvard style for Elsevier is provided here. The Emerald style for Harvard is provided here. There is also styles of Harvard Sage publication. So depending on what you really want, you can always make changes. So right now I'm going with the APA 7th edition. Other things that can be done over here is about managing the styles. So if you see that there is one style which you want to have and it's not being reflected on here, so you can just go to manage styles and get additional styles from Zotero, and it will help you in getting all the styles up for you in your folder. So now say I'm using the 7th edition. So I'll just click on 7th and I'll click on OK. And that's what I'm going to do. As I said before, now I have to cite it here, the author, the work of the author, which I had taken on my Zotero folder a few minutes back. So I'll go to add and edit citation. I'll click on here. So this is the bar which comes up. So I'll quickly write down, the name of the first author. So it is, if I remember it rightly, it's Mac. It's not coming up well. Yeah, it's there. McFarlane et al. So this is the work which was there. So I'll click it here. You see it being reflected on here, and I have to just press an enter, and you see this is now being put in. I don't have to do it manually. It's now a part of the citation. So similarly, if I have to remove the manual citation which I had done for Holtfritter et al., I'll do it again. So I'll just again go to add and edit citation and Holtfritter et al. 2020. I'll click on this and I'll click on enter, and it works. So you see one more citation of Holtfritter along with the page number. So how should I do it? Again, I'll go to Holtfritter again, this add and edit citation, Holtfritter et al. And I have to include the page number, okay, 2163, and that has to be done manually. Sorry, not manually, but through Zotero. How I'm going to do it? I'm just giving a comma, writing p dot 2163. Yes. So you see yourself, it's P2163 is now becoming part of the citation. So I'll click on enter, and the thing that I had done manually, I'll remove it from here. So it's done. First stop. So now this is done through Zotero. Now, what is the advantage of doing it through Zotero? The first advantage, which many of the people ignore, is that it can automatically provide you the full references immediately. Okay, so I've written references here, clicked on here. You have to just click on add and edit bibliography. If I do it, it will provide me the full reference of the two citations that I had done just by the click of the mouse, and you can just see, and it's there. Okay, so this is APA 7th edition citation style that's provided to me in a quick while, and all the other information is here. Now, if I have to change the style, say for example, and it's very, very, very important, because maybe you will have to submit your article to multiple journals, because maybe your article does not get accepted for publication in the first journal that you submitted. Now, it can take you a lot of time if you have to change the style of referencing and citation. Many of the authors, because they don't want to change the styles, do go for a journal which does not fit the aims and scope of what you're working on, because they have to work again on changing the entire citation one by one manually. So it takes a lot of time. So what can be done about it? So that's the reason why we go for reference management tools. So I'll just go to document references and say, for example, I'm looking forward to a journal which publishes an article that has to be having a Emerald Harvard style. So I'll just click here and I'll click OK, and that is that. And now I don't have to do anything. The styles have changed according to Emerald Harvard style. So you can see now the volume VOL and NO on PP as part of the Emerald citation style is coming up here. So it's very easy to use. You have to just make yourself comfortable in doing the first basic steps really at the first stages, and then it becomes really easy for the creation of evidences in our writing, so that the problems like plagiarism do not turn up, and it makes our life really easy. So thank you for paying attention to this video. Thank you.